Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. This is Velvet Guitars by Instruments, the creators of Desolate Guitars, Slower, Session Horns Pro, Cremona Quartet, and many other fantastic and inspiring libraries. This library is sort of a sequel to their Desolate Guitars, but focuses more on the mellow side of guitars. It includes 5 new guitars: Velvet Guitar, Mellow Baritone, Shimmer Guitar, Semi-Hollow, and Amped Acoustic. Now, these are not your normal type of guitar sample libraries where you have to program and control every single element of its performance. Rather, the performances or articulations are separated into different presets so that you can layer them onto your track as inspiration hits you. And I have to say that after going through these, that track you heard at the beginning was really easy to create because these sounds are lush, shimmering, and inspiring. The entire download size was about 35 gigabytes, and the reason for this is because there are lots of sounds in here. There are 4 versions of every guitar sample, one going through Amp A, which is an American amp, and Amp B, which is a British one, and then one with spring reverb and one without. So you get the authentic sound in the end. Let's go ahead and listen to some of these. This is Velvet Guitar, which is played with finger, and you have sustain and mutes, which are controlled by your mod wheel. Here's sustain. Down here on B0, you can add legato. And then there are some effects down here. It's very simple, very easy to use, and that's the goal with this type of guitar. The idea isn't to use key switches and CC automation, because sometimes that can get in the way of creativity. This is meant to sound authentic and beautiful right out of the box. So let me quickly go through the amps just to give you an idea of what they sound like. Here's the American amp. And here's a British. And you can combine them. You can also pan them left and right or solo and mute them. The spring reverb sounds very authentic as well, because it is. And here's without. And I'm going to take off tremolo. You also have access to a host of effects like EQ, compression, reverb, delay, and you can easily control them by clicking on them, selecting an effect here, All right, let's go through the sounds. The Mellow Baritone uses a pick and also has a sustain and mute sound. That can go pretty low. a very beautiful sound. Here is Shimmer Guitar with unmistakable jangle and a floating tremolo system. Simply gorgeous. And then semi-hollow is a non-traditional jazz guitar with a rich, rounded tone, played with an extra thick pick. And then Amped Acoustic is a vintage acoustic recorded through a magnetic pickup and routed through the same two vintage amps as the electrics. Giving it a very rounded off and warm tone. I really like that. Here are the mutes. So in total, Velvet comes with plucks, mutes, dead notes, chords, swells, feedback, harmonics, slides, jazzy octaves, E-bow, violin bow, and unconventional sounds like the guitar being played with a toothbrush, lo-fi tape recordings, and unique random textures. And I'm going to go through these really quickly to just show you the scope of this sample library. Here is tape lo-fi guitar. And we have forward and reverse controlled by the mod wheel. Warm harmonics. E-bow and feedback. This is a really cool one. Here is feedback controlled by the mod wheel. You can kind of tell where my demo got inspiration from. Here's swells and feedback. So these are very cinematic. Here's violin bow and tension. Then whisper vibrato. soft tremolo, jazz octaves, and on this one we have forward and reverse, but also we have slide in and slide out on D1 and E1 respectively. This is NKS compatible because it uses KONTAKT. So you'll see these key switches on your NKS controller. Pretty nifty. And then we have slide guitar, which also uses slide in and slide out on A0 and B0. And I also use this one in my demo. That is so glassy. This is one of my favorite from the library. Next we have textures, and the first one is picked cloud. So we have random picks, and we have a calm setting and a reverse setting. So it looks like random picks is right in the middle, or the closer to the middle you get, the more you hear that randomness. Then brushed cloud. This one is a tremolo. Wow. Those are not sounds you hear every day. Harmonic cloud. This one has calm, medium, reverse, and fast. Acoustic cloud. You have octaves and busy. Let's see what those do. That's beautiful. It's almost aleatoric. And then we have tremolo cloud. So we have random to start with. Then random tremolo. So the creators of Velvet Guitars wanted this to have an imperfect human feel or an imperfect human performance. And that's exactly what you get with this. There is something about this that doesn't feel as surgical as other libraries. Sound quality is gorgeous, but there's something about the playback which is just slightly imperfect. And I think that's what adds to the charm of this instrument. Next we have chords, and this is one of my favorite features of this sample library. That rather than playing the chords yourself, the chords are recorded, giving you that authentic performance. So here is finger-picked chords. And you have minor and major chords, which is the bulk of what most people need. Minor is going to be mod wheel down, and major is going to be mod wheel up. So here's a minor chord, and there's going to be variations of them. Major. Then we have shimmery chords, which works the same way, but with a different sound. Next we have acoustic two-note chords. On this one, the low velocity is going to trigger a palm mute. And as you increase note velocity, you begin to hear the sustain sound. So I'm going to play it softly. It takes some getting used to go back and forth between minor and major chord, but it's pretty simple. And if you mess up in the recording, you can always edit the mod wheel. Here is slide chords. This is really cool. This one has a slide in and out on A and B0. On this one, the chords are instant. That's a really fun one to use. In fact, I use this one in the recording as well. Then we have finger-picked short chords. It's a fun one. And lastly, we have shimmery short chords. So the lower velocity is going to trigger the long strum, and the higher velocity is going to trigger the short strum. Now, this is not meant to be played like live. This is going to take some editing to get it just right, but it doesn't take much editing. And that's the beauty of this guitar. I have to say, I love what E-Instruments is doing with their latest instruments. They're not your typical sample libraries where they try to get every single idiosyncrasy of an instrument and try to script it in a way that you can program it or play it and it's going to follow specific rules. Don't get me wrong, I love those types of sample libraries and I use them all the time, but it's nice to take a break from that and play with a themed instrument like this, Velvet Guitars, where the idea is to evoke a certain feeling and create a certain mood. And all the sounds that you're going to find in there fit that genre or fit that emotion. But the real test for me personally, aside from the technical specs, like what host software does it use, how many gigabytes is it compatible with my DAW, is it buggy? Aside from all that, the real test is, does this make me want to create music? And the truth is that this did. As soon as I started playing it, I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I was able to create that demo track very quickly because it commands certain sounds. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this review of Velvet Guitars. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in buying this. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button. And consider subscribing if you're new to my channel, and hitting that notification bell to stay up to date with my latest videos. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought about this, and make sure to visit HiFiMidi.com for MIDI programming tutorials and MIDI packs. Thanks for watching.